Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Shaw and this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder to give you more understanding of the disorder, the kinds of people on the disorder that you're dealing with and how to handle yourself around those kinds of people that you can't go no contact with. Also different ways to recover from narcissistic abuse and more understanding of what you've been through. This video is about reactive abuse. What is it and why do narcissistic people rely on it and what you can do about it from now on. Even the best of people have their own limits. Those who are good, kind, generous, loyal, loving people have their limits. We are all human after all. When people chip away at you, push all your buttons, use all your insecurities, vulnerabilities and weaknesses against you, send you into states of fear, anxiety and depression, most good people will at some point react to try and release all the stress, heartache, pain and emotional build-up, the emotional turmoil that's going off in your own heart and your own mind. Only this ends up with us feeling worse, as we are left feeling like we are to blame, we feel guilty and more lost and guilty and just completely at a loss of who we truly are and what's truly happening to us. So, a definition of reactive abuse. Reactive abuse happens when someone who's been abused, manipulated or controlled, either physically or psychologically, reacts to their abuser, standing up for themselves. Not in the right way, but nevertheless standing up for themselves, either by screaming, shouting, slapping, spitting, throwing things, throwing insults around with words or lashing out physically. And that's all the abuser needs to then blame it all on the one who they've been provoking. Why they use it. A narcissist will provoke you to get a reaction from you just so they can blame it all on you. The real victims often believe they are at fault. The narcissist will only ever tell their side of the story to others in the smear campaign, the one where you look bad, what you did to them, what you said to them. They'll not tell people the lead up to what happened. It's just further manipulation to play the woe is me victim to those around them and make you feel like you're in the wrong and that you need to apologise to them. Abusers love the reactive abuse as it's proof within their minds that the person who reacted is unstable and crazy, that the one who's reacted is mentally ill. They will use it against you for years to come if possible. Narcissistic people rewrite their own history. They change the stories they tell themselves and they change the stories they tell other people. They are never accountable. They tell so many lies, they often believe their own lies and will use reactive abuse against you for years to come. They have been known to install cameras in the home and edit footage, film reactions and show others, including the authorities, edit their messages out and show other people, call the family to calm you down, call friends to come and help, give you the silent treatment before a special occasion, then when you arrive they are all good to go and you look like the grumpy one, threaten you, take you to the doctors to get you on antidepressants, call the police, amongst so many other things. The innocent party is the one who often makes excuses for the narcissist behaviour and is often left blaming themselves. A narcissist might do this, but it's yet again another twisted, manipulative way, where the true victim might say things like, in the beginning of recovery, if I'd have not done this, then they wouldn't have done that, or they were tired. The narcissistic person will be more like, I did all I could to help them and they just abused me, or I tried to help but they're just crazy. A narcissist will play the victim for years to come if it gets them sympathy and attention from those around them. Ways they will cause reactive abuse. First, they will provoke, then they can gaslight, project and blame shift. They will provoke, prod and chip away at you. They will start an argument out of fresh air, say backhanded insults, use your insecurities against you, ignore you, lie to you, change events on you, triangulate you with other people, say blatant hurtful things to you, upset the children, upset you in any way they can, threaten you, threaten friends and family. Then when you get upset, they will escalate the situation until you snap. You're then left feeling bad for lashing out, saying hurtful things, being angry, and you apologise and do your best to make it up to them. Even though you know your reactions were wrong, you end up blaming it all on you and not paying any attention to the part they played. We cannot control what others say or do, even when the relationships are over, but we can learn to control our own reactions once we've got the knowledge and the wisdom to do so. They do trick you into it. The worst part is your reactions are your reactions, fooled or not. And we have to own up and take responsibility for our own actions, as that's something they are incapable of and what separates us from them. Who started what is irrelevant. If you are with someone who brings out the worst in you, even the most caring, loving people have a breaking point. So if you're with someone who brings out the worst in you, it's time to walk free. A narcissist will argue with anyone and everyone. If you're behaving out of character around certain people, if they bring out a side of you that you don't like, it's time to break free. They will trick you into reacting so that you are fully aware that you're acting out of character, but you're not sure why. You know you're not perfect, and we all know that no one is perfect. They will threaten to tell others as they know you are not happy with your own behaviour, as it's just not like you. They know you feel worse about yourself. They wear you down slowly over time so that you no longer feel good enough. You lose your integrity and stay trapped in the cycle of abuse. They use things like gaslighting. Gaslighting is an insidious form of psychological manipulation where the abuser gets the target to question their own reality and sanity. They will gaslight you with things like you're just insecure, if you're thinking that they're cheating on you, or I was only joking. They were not, but to escape accountability and pin the blame on you, they'll use that one. Or it didn't happen like that. Again, it did, but they want you to forget what they did. You're losing your mind. Again, this is so you think you're going crazy and blame it all on yourself. I never did that. They did. They just want that part wiping from your memory. And projection is a defensive mechanism commonly used by abusers. They are defending themselves against unconscious traits, beliefs, actions to escape accountability and remove any responsibility. It's a combination of blame shifting and gaslighting, distracting the target from what was really happening whilst getting the target to blame themselves. Things like, you started it, accusing me, then who knows what you've been up to? Or if you didn't talk down to me, you're always having a dig at me. They will play the victim at any opportunity and they will twist it round onto the other party. Blame shifting. This is when the narcissist has done something wrong, then they will dump all the blame onto the target to avoid any feelings of remorse or shame, to also escape accountability and responsibility again. They will play the victim, they will downplay or avoid anything of what they did, and they will make out that what you did to be far worse. They will bring up the tone of voice that you used or how you spoke to them. And as they know you have a caring, empathetic side, they will also guilt trip you or pity play you. Be the accusations of the covert narcissist. If you hadn't, then I wouldn't. To the overt, you hit me, you abused me, I did nothing wrong. After provoking a reaction from you where you'd like to communicate with them, some will go into the silent treatment, either the one where they are stick around, the present silent treatment, or the one where they disappear. This again is further psychological torture. They want you to beg and plead for forgiveness. This causes great pain to the brain. you're left looking to yourself as to what you did wrong, how you can make it up to them. And when you do, they bring back that intermittent niceness as a reinforcement to your mind that you were in the wrong and they were in the right, leaving them to believe their realities and you questioning yours. This all leads to cognitive dissonance. The target ends up full of self-blame, self-doubt, feeling like they are the narcissist, feeling unworthy, feeling grateful that the narcissist, who's actually a bully and a con artist, will take them back, changing who you are time and time again to please them, trying to help them whilst you slowly lose who you are. When you can see different realities, one that matches your beliefs and another that is constantly being rewritten on you, it's hard to see it whilst you are living it. It takes time to work it out, and once you break free, it takes time to come to terms with it all and get it all straight within your own mind. If you're still around someone who brings out the worst in you, when you're thinking, this isn't me, this isn't how I behave, that's when you have to take note of the people that you're surrounding yourself with and change something. When you're not being true to yourself, when you're constantly questioning yourself and your own integrity, this is what the narcissists want. They want you to be confused, to feel like you're going crazy, to keep you out of reality and keep you in their reality. Unfortunately, most become in such a trance that by the time they start to wake up, they are trauma bonded, scared to leave, or don't have the means to leave. Plenty have left full of fear and got out safely. Plenty have left with nothing and are living much happier lives. It's all taking that first step. Make the choice for you, for your health, your wealth, and your happiness. Change one thing at a time and it will change everything for you. So what can you do? If at all possible, you need to go no contact and you need to get out safely and stay out safely. And if possible, go no contact. Doesn't matter if it's a parent, a sibling, a long-term friend. If they don't bring out your good side, you no longer need them in your life. If you've got children with them, then it's going to have to be grey rock, but make sure you keep diaries and messages and emails and keep evidence of absolutely everything. If you're still with them or for whatever reason you cannot go no contact, again, if it's a boss or you've got children, if it's a boss, if you can change your job, if it means cutting out other family members, then try to respond, not react. The best method is the 3 R's. Retreat, rethink, respond, and only respond if you really need to do so. Keep responses to the point, say it once, and do not let them take you off topic. Avoid being alone around them. Avoid spending too much time with them. Observe the pattern of behaviour. Do not absorb the words that come out of their mouths. Stop the blame game. It's the past. It's irrelevant. Blaming it all on you keeps it in the present. Blaming it all on them keeps it in the present. You need to focus on the here and now and create new visions and new dreams for you. Holding on to anger, resentment, guilt, pain, regret will only harm your present and create a negative future. You've got to learn to let it all go. For no one else other than yourself. You've got to let it go for you. Learning all about the disorder, who they are, why they do what they do, gives you a better understanding in the disorder, who they are and how they act and how they treat people and how to how to respond to them. It also gives you a better understanding in healing and how to handle ones in your life on the low end of the spectrum that you can't completely remove. Also, how to avoid people like this in the future. You need to focus on building your life back up to who you want to be and how you want to live your life. Now, there is some videos on the channel on how to deal with your emotions, how to recognise what the emotion's telling you and how to deal with that emotion. Because once you heal yourself and once you learn what your emotions are telling you and what your reactions are telling you and how to handle yourself, When narcissistic people come at you, it no longer affects you like it used to. And I know that might seem extremely difficult if you've got one running around doing the smear campaign right now. And I know it's extremely draining and just torture while you're in that moment. But you can get past this. You can move past this. And you will move past this. Just keep working on you. You are worth so much more and you deserve so much better. Reactive abuse does not make you the narcissist. It does not make you a bad person. It makes you human, and you're not alone if you reacted. Plenty of people did react, but you can see what you did. You can heal from what you did. Narcissistic people cannot. They can only go around blaming everybody else. So stay safe, keep working on you, keep finding your happiness. You can do this. Thank you for listening. Bye.